lecture on modules and functions in Python for class 11th by ACE. To understand better the subject, you are advised to view the video fully multiple times. Taking snapshots can also help you to understand the contents of the video. Python function, a named set of codes to do something specific, is called a function. Function may be a built-in function or function defined in a module or user-defined function. Example: int, type, input, print are built-in functions, while ceil, floor, fabs, pow, sqrt, cos, sin, tan are functions from math module. Random, randint, randrange are functions from random module. Time, local time, gm time, strip time are functions from time module. Greater, result, ace are user-defined functions. Names of built-in functions and functions belonging to extended module are reserved words, while names of user-defined functions are any valid names other than the reserved words. Composition of a user-defined function: DEF, name of function, list of parameters, body of function, and return statement. Separately, here it is the explanation. DEF is a reserved word, name of function is a valid object name, parameters or argument is a list of variables separated by commas and enclosed in round parentheses. Finally, body of the function, which may have a return statement. Explanation of all these terms will be there afterwards. To discuss the variation in functions definition, I am using a function to swap the values of two variables. Here def is a reserved word followed by the name of the function ace, and then it has a comma b within parentheses. These are two parameters which I am going to use. Just see at the back of def ace a comma b parenthesis closed, there is a column. The column tells that there is a block of a statement which is going to follow. Here I am taking c, another variable. So c is equal to a. I am accepting the value of a in c, and whatsoever is the value of b, that is assigned to a. So means the value of b will be the value of a, and then b is going to hold the value of c, which is originally holding the value of a. So finally you will find there will be a swapped value of a and b. So here you see the function has reserved word def, the name of the function, list of parameters, and then the body of the loop, and finally it has a return statement. So the function has the name, list of parameters, body, as well as a return statement. Last of it you have return a comma b, means after swapping the values of a and b will be reflected outside somewhere, and how this reflected value is accepted or used we will see later on. I may write this function without the list of parameters. In the second one you can see def ace parenthesis start parenthesis closed column. So one thing I would like to make clear here, def is the reserved word. The same way parenthesis start parenthesis close is also mandatory, followed by column. I am accepting the value of two variables within the body of the user defined function ace. So a equal int input num1 and b int input num2. So a and b are going to accept two values within the body of the loop, and rest of the statements are the same as in the previous case. So it has no list of parameters, but it has a return statement here. Finally, the last of it, the function is not having a list of parameter, accepting values a and b, swapping the values, and there is a print statement within the body of the function itself. So print swapped values a comma b. So it is swapping the value and giving the output within the body of the function itself, and there is no return statement. So you have seen we can have function with list of parameters and a return statement, and we can have function without the list of parameters with return statement, and finally we can have a function with no parameter and no return statement. Module is a named Python file with the extension py having definitions of functions along with associated statements. Functions of a module can be used in Python program using import statement. Types of modules: pre-existing extended module available with Python interpreter, user-defined modules. Math, random, time are extended modules. Name of an extended module is a reserved word, means math, random, time, etc. cannot be used by the user as a variable's name of his or her choice. User-defined module is created by the user. For the explanations contents of module ACE. ACE is a Python file with the extension py, and the contents of these modules are just the definition of 4 small functions for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Use of these modules we'll see in the following part of the lecture. To learn how a function can be created and used for that purpose, let us write a program with the help of which we'll learn these two things. For that, let us create a new program file. I have already written few program files for you for the explanation. Let us have a copy of it. So here is a program to swap the values of two variables. Here I am going to explain many things one after the other. For example, if you see in the beginning, I am having something written within quotes. WAP, I told you WAP I'll be using for write a program. So write a program to swap the value of two variables and print the same. I have written in between triple quotes. Anything written in triple quotes can be of multiple lines, and it is known as docstring. Secondly, here is the definition of a function. The reserved word is def, and after def I have to write the name of the function, and this is a user defined function. I am writing ACE. You can write even your name or anything coming to your mind, but that should be acceptable variable. And then within parentheses I am writing a comma b. A comma b are two parameters which I am going to use. In the definition of a function, the parameters used are called dummy parameters. Means these parameters we are going to replace when we are going to use this function. And thereafter we have a column. I told you a column represents that there is a block of a statement which is going to follow this. Thereafter, you see after def there is a space over here. This is the indentation. Means the part from here to here, this part, this whole part is coming under the block, this particular block, which is having the definition of a function here. Now see, I am having another variable c. I am putting that equal to a, and then a is equal to b and b is equal to c. Let us see what exactly is happening here. A and b are two variables. Value of a is assigned to c. Don't forget a and b are holding certain value. Then I say a is equal to b. Means whatsoever is the value of b, that is assigned to a. And what is happening in the previous line? C is holding the original value of a. And then last of it I say b is equal to c. So whatsoever is the value of C, that is A, becomes the value of B, and whatsoever is the value of B, that is assigned to A. So that way the values of variable A and B are swapped here. Return AB means whatsoever value of A and B, it is going out of the definition of the function here. Coming to the main program part, just see the indentation, it is not having indentation, it is coming from beginning itself. So it is the global to the function. What is global and local, we'll talk about. X and Y, through X and Y I am accepting two values, and then I say m comma n. This is very important statement. M comma n, m and n are two variables, equal to is x comma y. Now return AB, there are two values written here, and I say is x comma y. So x and y are our actual parameters or real parameters. When I write is x comma y, this is known as the call of the function. Call of the function means this statement goes to the function, replace a by x and b by y, and then it swap the values, and swap values are assigned to m and n because two values are written here. So then finally we say print original value of x and y are x and y, because x and y are holding the original value, and then m and n are holding the swapped value. The swapped value of x and y are m and n. Now let us see the execution of the program. For that I press F5, save the program. I save the program under P. Let us see what exactly is happening now. Here the main part of the program, I am going to accept a value in x. Let me say 5, and then it is asking value for y. Let us say 7. So what exactly is happening? When we say is x comma y, taking the value of x and y, which is 5 and 7, the execution goes to the definition part of the function, and a is replaced, as I told you, replaced by x, and b is replaced by y, and the swapping is done, and the swap values are written in form of a and b, which are in the call x and y. So here I am writing print original value of x and y, which is the value of x and y here is coming, and then m and n are two variables which are accepting two values written from function is, and these are the value which we are getting after swapping. I hope it is clear. So far we have seen the definition of a function which has the parameters, list of parameters, and a return statement within the body of the function. So df is the reserved word. Again I am explaining. Ace is the name of the function, ab is the list of parameters, and this c is equal to a is equal to b is equal to c, return a comma b is the body of the function, because which is coming with certain indexation here. So this definition of a function has the parameters as well as the return statement. Let us say, can there be some alteration in it? For that, let us make another program or some modification in it. For that, let me go to the place where I am writing all these codes and have a copy of that code. Coming back to the program editor, I overwrite the modified code. You see here the same program but with modification. In the definition of the function def is, and here you see this time I don't have any parameters. Then the statement where I was saying A is equal to this, B is equal to this statement I was writing outside the function definition here somewhere. So this time, because since I don't have the parameters used here, so I am using two input statement inside to accept values, two values which I am going to swap. So here itself I have to put the statement, the original values of the variables of A comma B, and then swapping is done and A, B is there. Outside or in the main part of the function, I am writing m comma n is equal to a's, and within parentheses I am not writing any parameters because the definition of the function is not having any parameter. M and n, you know, m and n are the two variables which are going to get values from the return statement of the function a and b. Whatsoever the value of a and b is coming here, that value will be assigned to m and n. Let us see the execution of the program again. For that I press F5. Again it is asking me the value of num. This was the previous execution. I write, take the same value or any other value if you want. Let me say 10 and 20 this time. See, when these two values are accepted, the execution proceed to the print statement. After accepting the value, here the print statement is coming. We say the original values of variables a and b, and this a and b value we are getting 10 and 20. Then swapping is done here and the swapped values are returned outside. M and n are holding the values from the call of the function, which are and these values are the swapped values. So here you get the swap value of this one. I hope it is clear. One thing I would like to tell you here, you can write two different functions for the same type of output or the identical output. Means your approach for writing the program may be different. For example, in one case I'm using the function with certain list of parameters, and I'm using the second the function without any parameter as such. I hope it is clear to you. Now going further, let us see, can we have a function without a list of parameter as well as return statement? For that, let us write another program or modification of it, and for that we have a code written somewhere. Let us see that part also. Coming to the program editor, replacing this code with the modified code. Let us see it now. Here again def is there, ace is there, no list of parameter, and C under this I have no return statement. This time I am writing everything inside the body of the function. There are two input statements, and then it says the original values of a and b, and then the swapping is done, and the values after swapping I am printing within the body of the is function. So how to use this function? For that I simply have to make a call to the function like ace bracket start bracket close. So bear in mind, if a function has no return statement, then its call cannot be assigned to a value and any variable outside. So to make the call to such function, just write the name of the function or make the call without assignment statement, and let us see the execution of this one now. I press F5 and see what happens. To see the code as well as the output, I am pulling it down. It is saying num1. So within the body of the function here, you see it says a input num1 num2, so it is asking me the value of a. Let us write the value. How much? Let us say 15. Press enter. and accept value in B. Let us see how much. 25. Okay. Just see what is happening now. It accepts the value in A and B. It prints the original value. Original value means the value which are given. So A and B, the value of A and B is 15 and 25. Then it says the original value of A and B. It gives here. It does the swapping part of it, and within the function body itself, it is printing the swap value. So we have seen three modifications in function definition with parameters as well as return statement, function definition without parameters but a return statement, having a return statement, and third one is function definition neither having the list of parameter nor having the return statement. So any combination you can make, but you see the result of all the three is the same. It depends on you which way you are going to approaching for the solution to a problem. Moreover, how it can be advantageous and how it can be disadvantageous, later on by practice you will learn all these things. To understand in better way the working of built-in functions and functions belonging to extended modules, let us write a program for that, and for that let us create a new program file. Control N. I have already written a small program for you for the sake of explanation. Let us have a copy of it. Placing the copy in my Python program editor. See here, I am using import. After import, math is written. If something is written after import, take that one as the name of a module. So this is extended module. I'm going to use few functions belonging to math module. They are POW, SQRT, ceil and floor. What they do we'll see during the execution of the program. But before that, coming to int, input, print, float, and others are type and so many others. These are also the functions. They are built-in functions. For that I need not to have any import statement. These functions are directly working with the Python interpreter, and these functions are called built-in functions. Further, to use the functions belonging to math module, let us see the format of it. The name of the module math dot name of the function and a list of parameter if any required. So here two parameters are there. With the SQRT I am going to use one parameter, the same with the ceil and floor, a single parameter is used here. To understand the working of these functions, let us press F5. Pressing F5, it is asking me to save the file. I write P, I say save. It says the file is already existing. Let us overwrite it. Now, to understand the execution, let us pull our output screen down. Here, int input integer. So it is the cursor is waiting for us to give the value for x. Let me say I give the value of x. Let us say 4. And value of I let me give 2. I press enter for the execution of it. Let us see what we are getting. Value of x is given 4 and value of y is given 2. See the output. Y power x means it is x raised to the power y. X raised to the power y means it is 4 raised to the power 2. And how much it is coming? 16. But watch carefully. The value accepted are of integer type, but the output I am getting of float type or fractional output. So POW, power of this function, gives a float output. Going further, the next one, it says the square root of x. Square root of x, SQRT stands for the square root. Math.sqrt, x is given 4 and the square root of that one is what? 2. But what we are getting? 2.0. So again, the output of a square root function, SQRT function, is a float value. Bear this part in your mind. So going further, it says print \n. Because of this \n, the extra space is coming over here. If I don't use this one, this fractional number 1 is supposed to come in this line here, previous line. Because the execution jump to the next line means the execution jump by one line only to the next line. But here we are getting the gap of 2. So one extra gap is because of this \n. This \n is called the escape sequence, and this escape sequence is known as new line feed. New line feed means whenever this print \n is coming, so it jump to the next line. Going further, fractional number 1, let me write 5.00001. Knowingly I am taking this value, and second value I am taking 5.99999. Knowingly I have done. Why I have done so? Let us see this one. For the execution we have to press enter. When we press enter, let us see what we are getting. It says seal value of A is math.seal A. What is A in my case here? 5.00001. It is what should I say? It is very small value, and because in mathematics we generally drop it. But what we are getting? 6. If you have 5 any fractional component over here, then the answer to that will be 6. So whatsoever is the value before decimal, that will be incremented by 1. So it is 6. And floor value, whatsoever is the decimal component of it, it is dropped, and we get only the value which is written before decimal, that is 5. In seal and floor, in both the cases, you see the output is an integer output. Your input is a float value, but your output is integer value. Going further, seal value of 5.9999. So this, whatsoever is this one, the integer value is increased by 1, 5 becomes 6, and if it is 10, it becomes 11. So whatsoever is the value, 1 is added to that, and that comes as my output. Floor value, see, it is 5.9999. Generally what we do, when this big fraction is coming, we make it 6, but the floor drops that value whatsoever it is. Even if it is big, no problem, it drops that value, and then we get only 5 over here. I hope the working of seal and floor is clear to you, and the same way you understood what is SQRT and what is POW. And beside that, how we import the extended module and how these modules are used in a program. Let us take one more extended module, and that is random. For that, again we have to write a program. Let us go to the part where I have written the program already. Replacing the code which is already existing here. This time I am using random extended module, and there are number of functions which I am going to use here. Right, random itself is a function, rand int is another function, rand raise is one more function, and choice is one more. Let us see the working of this one so as we can understand the use of this. For that, let us press F5. It is asking to save the file and go forward. Let us see now. Many outputs altogether coming. Just to understand these outputs, let us see. Import random. Random is imported here. It says use of random function. I say for I in range 1, 4. Knowingly I am using a for loop over here. To make you understand, just say if this loop is going to repeat 3 times. When the value of I is 1, 2, 3, the 4 is the upper range is not included in the means upper limit is not included in the range here. So let us see what we are getting here. Random function. The value I am getting is 9 point something something. The next value is coming 8 point something something. The third value is coming 3 point something something. So what random does? Random generate a random value which is from 0 to less than 1. I repeat, 0 to less than 1. Any number, any fractional number which is coming between 0 and 1 means number generated is 0 to less than 1. I hope this part is clear. Going further, we have a function randint. Again, I am printing many random values here. This time 9 values I am printing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 values. Yes. So let us see what randint does. And for that, come over here. It says 2, 6, 3, 9, 6, 8, 7, something, something. Okay. Pulling it down. It took a little extra time. It's okay. No problem. Now, here what I say, randint, and here random number generated is between 2 and 10. One thing should be very clear here. Randint, lower and upper limit both are included. I repeat, in randint, lower and upper limit both are included. So means the number generated from 2 to 10, and again this will be a random integer value. It can be 2, it can be 5, it can be 7, it can be 10, it can be 1. In any order it can be generated. So at random these values are generated, which you are getting here. 2, 6, 3, 9, 6. You may be saying 6 is repeated. Yes, it will repeat. No problem. So because again at random 6, the number 6 is appearing, like 3 is appearing again. So it generates these values at random. I hope it is clear. Going further, I have another function here, and that is random rand range. Rand range is 10 to 20 and skipping by 2. So 14, 12, 16, 6, these are again generating a random value over here. Finally, see here, I am using a choice function. Choice function gave a one value out of many values here. But you see here I am using a square parenthesis. Things means values separated by comma enclosed with square parenthesis. Square parenthesis generate a list. We'll talk about list later on, but time being, this choice function is going to generate a single value out of the given values. In the previous cases, it generates or give the output from a range of values, and here explicitly we have to specify the value, and out of this specified value, one value is generated here. Let us see what we are getting in this case. Like again, what we are getting? 20, 10, 0, 0, 100, 100 and whatsoever it is. Because these are the value. Is not 0, 1, 10, 20, 100. So 20, 10, 0, 0, 100, 100 means out of these a value is printed over here. So I hope it is clear to you. Random generates a value from 0 to less than 1. Randint generates the value including both upper and limit from the range, for example 1 to 10, and rand range generates values between two values with this gap of 2. Means it doesn't generate the next value, generate a value after that. Means this may be very confusing for you, but you feel as if, let me say I say a number generated is 10 and the next number generated is 3, but it will not generate that, it will generate the next number. So there is a use of it also, but later on by practice you will learn the use of these built-in functions. Choice, it is very important function and it is going to help you when you create your projects. Fine. In 12th class, even in 11th you can use this particular function here. I hope it is clear to you. So we go further now. Let us see another extended function, and that is time this time. For that, we'll make a copy of certain codes. Here I'm making a copy of it. So this time I'm using import time. Time is another extended module and it has number of functions like time itself. Time is a function. Local time is another function. There is another function GM time. And one more function is strip time. We are going to discuss the output of these functions. Let us press F5. It asks me to saving the file, and we are getting a big output this way. Let us see what we are getting. Now, when I say print time, this huge value is coming. The huge value. This time is given in second. It is time given in second from the time this particular operating system is under use. Going further, local time, if you see the time what it gives, it has certain format. Here it says year, month, date, hour. Means it gives time in second and fraction of second whatsoever it is. The same way, local time is the time which is of wherever we are of that place, and that too according to the operating system. What time you have set in your operating system, that time it takes as your local time. And GM time, this is Greenwich time, it gives that value. Here last of it, though it is not required, but I am explaining you. Strip time means if this is the date I am giving, what it does, D for day, M for month, and Y for year. So if you see the last one, the same thing, the year is this much, month is this much, and day is this much. Hour and other things it is giving 0, 0 because I am not giving these values here. So I am getting all what? Year, month, and day. These functions you may use when you create your project in 11th class or in class 12th. I hope it is clear to you. So far we have learned how to use extended modules. Can there be a user-defined module? Yes, there can be a user-defined module too. For that, let us write a small program and try to understand how we can create a user-defined module and how we can import that module in our programs. For that, again, I'll take help of a small module here. Here is that. Replacing the code in my program editor. a very small program I have written. This is a program which is going to import a user defined module. I have created this module for you, and I'll show you that module also, the definition or the content of the module. So here I am taking two numbers and performing mathematical operations: add, subtract, multiply and divide. So this is a program, but going further, let me show you the ACE module also. I open for that a file, and here is the ACE module. Just see how small it is. So I write DEF, add, the four functions I am using: add, sub, multiplication, MUL and div. So this I have written the definition of these functions and saving it as a file. The name of the file is ace.py. Bear in mind, a module is saved under a program file with the extension py. So I close this one and come to the program which I have written for you to show the use of it. Now let us execute this program. Press F5, I press OK, and this is what is happening here. It is asking me the value of x. Let me say the value of x I am taking. Any value which comes to your mind. Let us say 10. Another value I am giving. Let us say 7. Now let us see. The sum of, I am not adding anything over here. No plus sign, no minus sign, no division, no multiplication. But I am getting these values. What exactly is happening? When I make a call to this function which is belonging to a user defined module ACE. ACE is the name I have written. You can write your name even as the module name. To add this ace.add x comma y. So when this function call is there, it goes to the file ACE, which is my module file, and there it finds a function definition, and function name is add, and it has two parameters there, and those two parameters added, and we are getting the answer here. So this is how we can create a user defined module and use that module in our programs. So where this type of technique can help us? When we are writing our projects and we have huge number of functions over there to be used. For that, the best thing is what we do: create a user defined module, write the definition of all the functions required in your project over there, and then you import the module and use those functions. What advantage you will be having that time? You need not to keep the definition of all the functions in your actual program. You keep those under another file and use those things. So that makes things simple for you, and this is a very good technique as such. I hope it is clear to you. Feel free to ask questions through comments. We shall reply to all your queries.